Hey, thanks for joining me today. I have a great flow for you, and we are going to waste no time getting into it. So go ahead and sit down on your mat, close your eyes, take that focus inward, and we'll begin to warm up. Tilt your right ear over to your right shoulder, getting a stretch through the left side of your neck, back to center, and drop your ear over towards the left shoulder, and back to center. Take your head all the way around to the right, circling it down, side, all the way to the back. And then end with the chin into the chest and reverse that circle going around to the back. And then back down to the center. Roll the shoulders up, around, and back, lifting to your ears and dropping them down. Trying to oil out all those little muscles in your scapula. Change your direction, circle the shoulders forward. Again, rolling them out. This is just our warm-up, getting the body ready to move and stretch. And come back to center. Your left arm will rainbow up and over to stretch to the right. Turn your head and look under your arm, keeping both your sit bones down on the mat. Inhale, lift back up. Twist and place your right hand on your left knee. Your left hand will tent onto your fingertips behind you to spiral. Come back to center and change sides. Reach the right arm up and over, side stretch, peeking underneath your arm. Both sit bones stay down. And then inhale back up. Twist, place the left hand on the right knee. Look back behind you, really sitting up tall and then rotating. Come back to center. Lean over to the right and take a big circle, folding forward to the left and then contracting as you pull back. And then switch. Lean to the left, circle your body forward, around, and back behind you. Beautiful. One more time. Circle it around to the right, sending your body forward to the side and behind you. And change. Lean to the left, chest and body come forward, to the right, and back to center. Push your right hand into your right thigh as you twist and get a nice stretch through this right side body. Really pushing into that arm. Come back to center, switch it out. Push the left hand into the left thigh. Twist, let your shoulder roll inward. Side body stretch. And then come back to center. Lean forward and then just take a nice little rock side to side, shifting your weight to the left and to the right. Have a flat back as you come forward. Just shifting nice and slow. Still waking up the whole entire body. Come to center, let your head release, and then tuck the tailbone and round all the way back up through your spine. As you get to the top, reach the chest forward, flat back to fold down again. Hold the belly in, tuck the pelvis, roll up through each vertebrae until you come back up to a seated position. Again, chest reaches forward, flat back to fold your body down. Pull the belly in, round up through the spine, back up all the way to a seated position. Take your hands and interlace them behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, look to the sky. Exhale, bow your head down. It could either touch the floor or just hang. Your arms will continue to reach as far as they can over your head. Turn onto your left temple and pull your arms over to the left as well to take a twist through your spine. Turn and place your head on your right temple. Your arms will go over to the right. Finding that twist again through your body. And then the forehead comes back down onto the mat. Round up through your spine to come all the way back up to a seated position. Release your arms and give them a good shake. Make your way onto your hands and your knees. We'll start by making circles to the right. Little circles just circling right, forward, left, and back to help warm up the wrists. Really try to press straight with the arms. And then change directions, start over to the left and circle to the right. Circling around, pushing into those arms, getting the wrists nice and warmed up. More circle all the way around. Come back to center, tent up onto your fingertips, round the shoulder blades, pushing up, and then roll down, palms go flat to the mat. And just press out of the mat, rounding the shoulder blades, hands and knees plank, just for a moment. And now turn the fingertips out to the side and shift your weight right and left. Again, try to straighten the arms, really get into those wrists. Flip the hands, go onto the back of your hand, and same thing, shift side to side, working to keep the arms straight as you press into it. We're stretching out the wrist in the opposite direction. Now blink your fingers in and out, making a light fist, and then opening. Then shift all the way back to sit down onto your heels. Interlace the fingers and roll the wrists around in a figure 8. Then change direction, go the opposite way. Release them out. Roll one shoulder back at a time, alternating those shoulder rolls. Nice and juicy. And then shift forward back onto your hands and knees. Tuck the toes. Press up to your down dog and go ahead and walk out that down dog. Just pressing one heel down and then the other heel, lengthening through the back of the legs. Make sure that your hands are firmly pressed into the mat. All the knuckles are down. And you're really pulling those ribs in towards your back body. Drop both heels down. Try to lengthen the legs as much as you can. See if you can make them straight. Tuck the head to look back either at the thighs or the belly button. Press your chest back to your thighs. Have a nice open position with the shoulders. Look forward, lift onto your tippy toes, and walk yourself up to your hands. When you get to your hands, plant your feet. Inhale, lift up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, round the tailbone, and roll up through each little vertebrae in your spine till you're all the way up to standing. Step up to the very top of your mat, and let's do some sun salutes. Inhale, arms lift overhead, palms touch. Exhale, dive forward from your waist with a flat back to a forward fold. Inhale, lift the head and chest, flat back. Exhale, hop or step back to plank. Shift the weight forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest, look up, up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press the hips high, down dog. Turn out your left foot, plant it on the mat, step the right between your hands. Inhale, arms lift overhead, warrior one. Exhale, hands down to the mat, shift back to plank, and lower down, chin to the floor, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest, up dog, roll those shoulders back. Exhale, press up to down dog. Other side, shift onto your right leg, step the left between the hands. Inhale, arms lift overhead, warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank, shift the weight forward, chaturanga down. Inhale, lift to upward facing dog. Exhale, hips go high, down dog. Find that breath. Inhale, nice and full. Exhale, try to press the chest back and straighten the legs out. Taking nice full breaths as you hold here. Turning your body as much as you can into a triangle. Look forward, hop or step the feet up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, let the head release. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, stand up through a flat back, palms touch overhead. Again, a little faster. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold, bow down. Inhale, head and chest lift to flat back, plant the hands, hop or step to plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, lift and look up. Exhale, down dog. Warrior one. Shift onto the left foot, step the right between the hands. Inhale, arms lift overhead, palms touch. Exhale, plant the hands, shift to plank, shift and lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, down dog. Other side, right foot goes down, left foot steps up. Inhale, arms lift overhead. Exhale, plant the hands, step to plank, shift the weight forward, bend the elbows as you lower down. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, look up. Exhale, press the tailbone up, find that down dog. Take your big breaths, really working to stretch out the entire body here as you push with the hands into the mat to get the shoulders open, and then try to pull up through your quads to lengthen through your legs. Look forward, bend the knees, hop or step up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms lift out to the side as you stand, palms touch overhead. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, lift the arms, touch the palms together. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, flat back, look up. Exhale, hop or step to plank, shift the weight forward and chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Stay here in down dog, really pushing through the shoulders, opening everything up, setting that tailbone up to the sky, but don't allow your ribs to splay. Work that front body to close the ribs together and engage your core. Continue to breathe fully and deeply. Look forward, bend the knees, hop or step up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, release your head. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the side. Step the feet hip distance apart, hands go onto your waist. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, crease from your waist to forward fold. First two fingers will wrap around your big toe. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. The elbows will pull out wide here so that your chest can sink back towards your legs. Continue to activate and try to touch your belly to your thighs. Pull up through the front of your quads, lifting your kneecaps to help straighten out your hamstrings and the back of your legs. Continue to breathe, and you can use those fingers on your toes to try to pull your chest closer to your thighs. Inhale, lengthen to a flat back. Exhale, release the hands and place the palms of the hands under the soles of your feet. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Just as before, the elbows will open wide to try and help you pull the chest back towards the thighs. Crease deeply in your waist and shift your weight forward so your toes are pushing into your wrists. Keep pulling up through the legs and relaxing through the upper body. Make sure your head is released and your neck is not gripping or tight. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Remove your hands from under your feet. Return them back to your waist and lift all the way up to a standing position. Turn the feet out slightly and shift your hips over to the left and to the right, just taking a little breather. Sink your hips all the way down into a squat. If you can't fully squat, you can roll up your mat and place it underneath your heels, or you could even use a block and sit on your block. Your elbows will push into your knees to help open them up, and your hands will be together in a prayer position. Try to sink the tailbone down and lift the chest up. Reach the left arm out to the side and open your right arm up to the ceiling, really twisting through your chest. If you'd like to go deeper, reach that top arm behind your back and either take fingers clasped together or grab your wrist with that hand and continue to twist and open your chest up to the ceiling as you sink your tailbone to the floor. Release your bind, reach the right arm back up to the ceiling, and then return to a neutral position. Opposite side, reach the right arm out, left arm goes up, twisting through the body, taking that nice spiral. To move deeper into this pose, you'll take that top arm, reach it around, and grab fingers together. You might have to fidget a little to get there, that's okay. And then twist and open. If you have more open shoulders, you could even grab one wrist with your other hand. Twisting, opening up, release the bind, lift the left arm back up, and then return to neutral. Plant the hands, stick the tailbone to the ceiling, bend the right leg, and then shift and bend the left leg, shifting side to side, right bends, then left bends. Bend both knees and round yourself all the way back up to a standing position. Hands go onto your back hip bones. pull in your belly and push your hips forward to stretch them out. Step your left leg back and turn to face me so that our bellies are pointed towards each other. Extend the arms out to the side. Bend your front leg 90 degrees to sink to a warrior two, and then lengthen and press it back up. Again, sink it down, warrior two. Press and extend to lift up. Sink down, warrior two. Lengthen and lift. Reach over your front leg and continue to reach down until your hand comes onto your shin, or you can wrap your first two fingers around your big toe. Top arm opens up to the sky. Try to shift your head back in line with your tailbone and lift up through your quads, straightening those legs. Continue to reach your top arm overhead, let go of the bottom arm, reach it out to the side. You're folded to the side and then lift everything up to stand. Let's go on the other side. Turn your front leg in, your back foot will turn out. Hands go to the side, warrior two, sink it down and lengthen to stand it back up. Sink it down, press to stand. Sink down, warrior two, lengthen and lift. Triangle, reach forward, 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 hand to the shin or around the big toe. Lift the top arm up. Push that head back in line with the tailbone as much as you can, opening up the body and lengthening the legs. Top arm reaches over to the side wall, bottom arm reaches to the side wall. Find that side fold and lengthen to stand up. Rotate back to the front of your mat, turning your back leg in and bending your front leg 90 degrees. Arms lift overhead to your warrior one. Your back foot is planted down. You're engaging your belly and tucking your pelvis, reaching those arms overhead as much as possible. Hands come down to prayer. Twist and place your elbow on the outside of that front leg. Try to press your hands to the midline of your chest and lengthen the spine. Continue to rotate. Lift your back heel up off the floor and find a high lunge here, twisting even deeper into that pose. If you'd like, you can continue to deepen the pose by opening the arms, sending the bottom arm to the floor and the top arm up to the sky. Finding that really big rotation. Drop the arms down, swing them up and overhead back to that high lunge position, engaging the belly, straighten the front leg, plant the back foot down on the floor, reaching forward, forward, forward to find your pyramid shape. Step your back leg in if you need to for balance. And exhale, try to fold your body on top of your leg. If this is too much of a stretch for you, you can also place blocks under your hands for a modification. Keep the spine as long as possible. Plant the hands, flex your front foot, and then release it down. Flex and release. Flex, roll it down to the mat. Pull it back to flex, roll it down. Pull it back, hold it there. Lengthening forward, long spine, keeping everything nice and flat in your back and closing the ribs. Lower the foot back down to the mat. Stretch the arms up by your ears. Lengthen out, keep that flat back. Pull the belly in. Try to keep the back as flat and as long as possible. Continue to reach overhead to stand, and we'll rotate to change sides. Turn towards the back of your mat, squaring your hips and your shoulders to the back. Bend your front leg 90 degrees. Plant your back foot on the floor. Arms lift overhead to warrior one. Tuck the pelvis, zip up the front of your body, closing the rib cage. Hands go to prayer. Twist and place your front arm on the outside of your front knee, finding that rotation through the spine. Your back foot is flat still on the mat. Now allow the heel to lift as you rotate the hip inward to come to a high lunge, deepening that twist. To go deeper still, extend the arms, reaching the bottom arm toward the floor and the top arm up towards the ceiling. Big open stretch. Sweep the arms down and back overhead. Lengthen your back leg, pull through your back heel to get your legs straight to find that high lunge position. Standing up tall, extend the front leg, turn the back leg out as you plant it onto the mat. Reach forward and fold into that triangle position. Again, you can always put your hands on blocks if you need to. But what we want is a long spine, so not rounding through the upper back especially. Try to really press the chest down to the belly. Plant the hands, flex the front foot, and then lower it down, flex and release. Flex, roll through the foot to come down, flex and down, flex, hold it there, stretching out. Really try to square the hips to that mat. Pulling back, straightening the front leg and lengthening the spine. Roll the foot down. Reach the arms up to the ears, flat back. Pull the belly in, zip up the ribs. And then you'll reach even more to come all the way up to standing. Rotate to face me. Turn the legs out, hands go to the knees, and shift your weight side to side. Shift to center. Push the right arm into the right leg and open it up as you twist through the body. Coming back to center and changing sides. Push into the left knee. Really pushing to open it up. Come back to center. Plant the hands. Tailbone goes up to the ceiling. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Sliding your hands back between your legs as much as you can and pulling your body back between the legs. If this is too much, you can always put your hands on blocks here as well. Your legs should be as straight as possible. Your weight forward into the balls of your feet and lifting up your kneecaps. Inhale, hands to your waist and stand all the way back up. Step up to the top of the mat, vinyasa. Inhale, arms lift overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen flat back. Exhale, hop or step to plank. Shift forward, bend the elbows to lower down. Inhale, up dog, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, down dog, closing the rib cage, pressing the hands firmly into the mat, pulling up the kneecaps, and even maybe lifting the toes to help pull and straighten the back of your knees. Look forward, bend the knees, hop or step to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, release your head and neck. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up overhead, and exhale, arms to the sides. Step your left leg back again and turn to face me. Find your warrior two position again. Back foot is flat, front foot is turned out. Bend the front knee 90 degrees. Elbow comes onto your thigh. Reach your arm up and over, finding a nice long side stretch through the body. This is the first level. If you'd like to go deeper, place the hand behind you, either on a block or the floor. Keep twisting to open and try and keep the shoulders stacked. Now we'll just move and change the back arm to the front so that we can get easier into a bind. You'll extend the top arm up, try to straighten your bottom leg. Find that length again through the body. Send your back arm and bend it behind your back. Bend your front leg and send your other shoulder underneath it as much as you can. Try to reach back and take hold of your fingers, and then straighten the front leg as you twist and open to the ceiling. Now you might not get your legs all the way straight, you might not be able to bind, and that's okay. Release out of this, move back into a warrior two, straighten your front leg and rotate to the back of your mat to repeat on the other side. Find your warrior two position on the opposite side. Sinking down to that 90-degree position. Elbow comes onto the thigh, reach the opposite arm up and over, big side stretch. Really try to reach to the side wall and straighten the elbow. Then hand goes behind the leg to deepen the stretch, either on the floor or on a block with that back hand. Move the back hand to the front and extend the arm in line with the shoulder. Extend the leg straight to come into this variation of triangle pose. And then we'll move into that bind. Bend the front leg, send the bottom shoulder underneath the leg and the top arm behind the back. Try to grab the hands and extend that leg straight as you twist and open up. If the leg is bent or the hands aren't fully together, that's okay. Move back into your warrior two pose. Turn that back foot forward. Step your back foot in to narrow your stance. Toes point forward. Inhale, lift the front arm. Exhale, flat back, fold forward. Rotate and place the hand on the outside of the front foot or on a block. and then the opposite arm up to the ceiling into a reverse triangle. Twist the spine, lengthen it out, and continue to try to open the chest. Rotate the chest to the floor, swing the arm down, and then both arms come up to the ears as you stand up in a flat back. Rotate to the opposite side. Front arm reaches up, flat back, hand to the pinky toe or to a block, and then opposite arm lifts to the ceiling. Reverse triangle, squaring the hips, lengthening the spine. The top arm will drop down and swing so the arms can lift up to the ears, and then you'll stand up through a flat back. Turn both feet forward, a little wider than hip distance. Hands to the waist, inhale, look up, exhale, forward fold. First two fingers wrap around the big toe. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull your body down as you open the elbows wide. You'll actively pull your body back between your legs as much as you can. Shift your weight forward onto the balls of your feet. Engage your quads and lengthen your hamstrings on the back of your legs. Continue to breathe here. Next inhale, lift up, hands to the waist, and stand all the way up. Step up to the top of the mat, vinyasa. Inhale, hands lift overhead. Exhale, dive to fold forward. Inhale, flat back, look up. Exhale, hop or step to plank, shift and lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, push back, find your down dog. Again, take this down dog to stretch everything out and to reconnect to your breath. Full inhales into the belly and complete exhales out. And look forward, onto the toes, hop or step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep out and up as you stand. Exhale, arms to the sides. Now we'll move into some balancing postures. Shift your weight onto your left leg and peel your right foot off the floor. You can come to your shin or lift the leg all the way up to the inner thighs, hands in prayer position over your heart. Really try to lengthen through your standing leg and make sure your tailbone is rotated down to the floor and you're engaging your front body. Balance here, keeping your gaze focused in front of you on something that isn't moving. Now rotate your leg forward, press your heel back, lengthen the leg out and come into a tabletop or a warrior three position. Extend the arms out to shoulder height. Keep your hip rotated down so both your hips are square down to the mat. Bend your front leg and pull that leg forward again, hugging the knee into your chest with your hands, trying to draw the knee up as much as you can. Same arm as leg will grab the big toe and extend your leg forward. Try to straighten the leg. If it doesn't get straight, no big deal. Just work to get it as straight as possible. Open the leg to the side. Keep the tailbone rotated down towards the floor. Lengthen through the back of your knee. Rotate the leg back forward. Release the foot. Extend and hold. Point the toe. Swipe that leg back behind you, back to your warrior three position. Bend your standing leg, send the right leg over to the left, grab your big toe, balance your weight onto your right hand and your left foot, and then place both hands back down as you lift the leg. Continue to lift as you come into your standing split. Top leg reaches up to the ceiling, try to fold your chest down, and then lower the leg all the way back down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swipe the hands out to the side and up overhead. Exhale, arms to the sides of the body. Other side, shift your weight onto your right leg. Lift the left leg up to either the shin or the thigh. Hands to prayer. Keep squeezing your glutes to help rotate your hips open. Engage your front body and point your tailbone down to the mat. Gaze at something in front of you. Rotate the leg forward and then press the leg back to your warrior three, balancing on your right leg as the left leg goes down. Now pull that knee back into center. Take a hold of the knee and pull it into your chest, really trying to crease in your hip flexor. Left hand goes around the left toe as you extend the leg forward. Try to lengthen through your standing leg. Open the leg out to the side. Keep the hips rotated down towards the mat. Tailbone is pointing down. Leg comes back to the front. Release the foot. Hold it there. Try to lengthen the leg, point the toe. Try not to sink through the pelvis. Slide that leg back to your warrior three or your airplane pose. Bend your right leg, send the left over to the right, grab the big toe and balance on your left hand and your right foot. And then release to swipe the leg up. Continue to lift as high as you can into your standing split. Keep separating through your hips to open the legs. Try to straighten the knees. Release the foot all the way down to the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold to release. Inhale, hands out to the side. They lift up and over, palms together. Exhale, hands down to the side body. Shake everything out. It can get really tight from standing and doing those balancing postures. Vinyasa. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, hopper step to plank. Shift forward, bend the elbows, chin to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. Get that stretch, recover. Mirror me for this next part. Look forward. You step your right leg forward and then rotate to face me so our bellies are facing each other. You're on your right leg, your left leg is extended out. If you can't come into this pose, you can sit onto a block, or you don't have to go so deep and you can prop yourself up using your hands. Extend your right arm out, lift your left arm up to the ceiling, take a nice twist through your body. And if you'd like, you can try to wrap your hands behind and grab your fingers to come into that bind. Keep twisting through the chest to open up. Release back down, sinking a little deeper. Plant the hands and spider yourself over to the left leg. Same thing. Come into your extended half squat here. Left leg is on the floor. Now extend the left leg out. Reach the right arm up to the ceiling. Again, you're welcome to sit on a block for this or to not go as deep. If you did so on the other side, find your bind, twist and open your chest up towards the sky. And then come back to that extended position. Shift yourself side to side. Shift to the right. Try to keep the pelvis low as you shift to the left. Over to the right and over to the left, staying as low as you can as you shift. The next challenge is to not use your hands and to just shift using your hips side to the left. And then come to center, bending both your legs, pushing your elbows into your knees and a little rock side to side with your hips. Come to center, try to sink those hips down, lift the chest up as much as you can. And then forward fold, straighten the legs, toes can either pigeon toe together or just point forward. Reach your hands back behind you as much as you can and try to pull your body back in between your legs. Look forward, hands to the waist, stand all the way back up. Little release of the hips. Press your hip bones forward as you lean back, stretching out the hip flexors. Come back to center. Interlace the hands behind your back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Same cues as all the other forward folds, pulling up the quads, the kneecaps, shifting the weight onto the balls of the feet, and really trying to deeply crease in the belly and the hip flexors. Try to move your hands over your face and towards the floor as much as you can. Inhale, lift slightly, release your hands, plant them on the mat, and we'll move into a tripod headstand. So plant your hands, your elbows go out to the square, shift onto the top of your head, open the feet out to a straddle, try to float them up and off, squeeze the glutes together, pulling your belly in as you extend the legs overhead to a straight line headstand. Drop the knees open, come into a diamond shape, and then continue to extend the legs back out to your straddle again. Lift the legs, squeezing the inner thighs together to lift the legs close back to that straight line. From here, open the legs out again to your straddle. Tuck the pelvis under as you tap the toes to the floor, and then lift back up to squeeze the legs closed back to that overhead straight line. Again, open to the straddle. Tuck under this time, allow the feet to touch to the floor. Inhale, lift your head. You can move your hands forward. Rotate to the front of the mat. You will have your right foot forward and your left foot extended behind you because we are mirroring each other here. Extend the back leg as straight as possible. Tuck the pelvis and then begin to rock your weight forward and backward, shifting. But continue to tuck the pelvis and try to lengthen through the back leg. Allow your back leg to release down onto the knee. Come up onto your fingertips. Open the chest as you lift up to a nice tall position. Keep lifting the chest, pulling up through your belly and tucking the pelvis under. Try to extend your back leg as much as you can. Now both hands will come onto your knee. You'll lift up even higher. Try to open the chest more, sinking down through the back leg. And now slowly plant both hands to the mat. Tuck your back toes. Come back to that low lunge position. Turn to face me and then walk your way to the back of the mat so you are on a low lunge on the opposite side. You will have your left leg forward, your right leg back. Extend through the back leg and shift the weight forward and backward. Forward and backward. Tucking the pelvis. Drop the back knee down. Come onto your fingertips. Lift the chest. Try to open your chest, pulling the scapula together and sending that back leg behind you to reach long and stretch it out. Now both your hands will move on to your thigh. Lift the chest even more. Keep sinking down through the hip and work to extend your back leg and your back knee. Hands back down to the mat. Tuck your back toe. Press up to that low lunge. Turn to face the middle. Heel toe the feet in just wider than your hips. Sink your tailbone down. Find a squat. You can wiggle it out for a second. Drop the left leg down. Push into the right knee with your elbow or your hand to open up that right hip. And then switch sides. Drop the right knee down. Push the left knee open with your hand or your elbow. Really working on opening through your hip. You can even roll onto the blade of your foot to help open up through your hips even more. Come back to center, sink down into your squat. If you can't get into a full squat, you can sit on a block. And we'll inwardly rotate the shoulder. Your fingertips will come under the spine. Inwardly rotate the shoulder, place it inside of your leg, and really twist inward to get that inward rotation. Change sides. Do the same thing on the left. Rolling inward, elbow hooks inside of the knee, curl and round through the back to stretch out the inner rotator on that rotator cuff in your shoulder. Plant the hands, tailbone to the ceiling, forward fold. Bend the knees, tuck your pelvis and round all the way back up. Step to the top of the mat, vinyasa. Inhale, arms up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hop or step to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Press open the shoulders, lengthen the legs. Look forward and then cross the legs or step the legs through to come onto your bum to sit down. Pull your right leg to your inner thigh like a tree pose. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, reach forward with a long spine to fold. You can go onto the shin. You can wrap like I'm doing or just take the toes. Then try to fold your body down onto your leg. The back should not be round here. You want to keep as flat and straight of spine as you possibly can. Folding the chest and the belly down to the leg. Inhale, lift up all the way to sitting position. Reach the right arm up, stretch it across and try to take hold of the outside of the foot and extend your left arm out to the side. Finding a little easy twist, working to get that left leg all the way straight. And then release. Plant your right foot down, lift the left arm up, twist the left elbow onto the outside of your right leg, tent onto your back fingertips, and take a spiral through your spine, pushing the knee into the elbow and the elbow back into the knee, trying to pull your rib cage over to the side of your thigh. Then release, plant your left hand down, press your hips up high, find a wild thing. Looking back to your hand, really trying to push the hips up, and then sit back down. Cross the legs to jump into a plank, and then chaturanga down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take your breath. Look forward, bend the knees, hop up, crossing the legs to sit back down. The left leg will now come into the inner thigh in that tree pose position. Arms extend up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. And take that fold onto your leg. You can use a number of different grips here. They're all okay as long as you are working and folding, doing a forward fold over one leg. So you're creasing in your hips, you're trying to extend your spine, and working to get your leg as straight as possible. Release, lift the left arm up, twist to place it on the outside of your foot, and reach your right arm back. Finding that easy twist. Then release, sit back up, plant the left foot down, and we'll go into the opposite side twist. Right arm lifts up, twist and place the elbow on the outside of the knee, pushing the elbow and the knee towards each other, and twisting to look over your back shoulder. Really trying to lengthen the spine first and then twist second. That will help protect the spine. Now plant the right hand down, lift the hips up, find your wild thing. Opening the chest to the ceiling, pushing the hips up high, and then sink the hips down to sit. Cross the legs, hop into your plank, shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Big breath. Step the feet up just about one step or two. Plant your fingertips down on the mat, lengthen the spine, cross your left leg over your right and push into your right hip as you forward fold, getting a stretch through your IT band on the outside of your leg. Come back to center, switch, cross the right over the left, really push into your left hip to stretch it out. The front leg is bent, the back leg is straight. Come back to center, plant the hands, inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Grab hold of opposite elbows and just hang here in a rag doll. Really finding that crease through your hips, trying to stick your tailbone up to the ceiling, lengthen the back of the legs, pulling up the kneecaps and the quads. Release the elbows, inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive to stand. Exhale, hands go down to the sides. Now I'll turn to face you so you can see this better. You will take your left leg and wrap it up into your right thigh. So the toes go up into that right hip flexor. And then fold your body down over the leg to take a stretch. We're trying to hit those hamstrings in a lot of different ways. Stretch out the hamstrings and the hips. Get them really mobile for the super soldier that is coming up later in this flow. Let the head release completely, then inhale, lift and look up. Exhale, sink down onto your right leg, bending your knee to sit into a chair pose. And then stand up. Try to lengthen out the crease in your hip flexors so they're nice and tall. And then wrap your hand behind your back and see if you can grab your toe. You might have to fiddle with your leg a little, like I have to, that's fine. See if you can wrap and grab the toe. If you can't, you can hold onto the top of your foot here. And then release down. Shake the hips out. And let's do the same thing on the other side. Pull the right leg up, send the knee down. If this is too much pressure on your knee joint, you can go into a regular tree pose here, or you can just take a normal forward fold. You'll fold over that, really creasing at the hips, relaxing the neck and the head so that gravity is helping to stretch everything out. Forward folds are also really good for releasing out in your lower back. If your lower back feels tight, forward folds are really good for that. Inhale, lift to a flat back, then sink the hips down to a chair pose on that left leg. Hands will come together over your heart. Then see if you can stand all the way up, lengthen the knee back down to the floor. You can pull the heel up and around, try to find your toe. See if you can wrap your toe with your fingers. If you can't, you can also pull up and just hold on to your foot here. That's also something that is totally acceptable. And then release, step it down, and shake those hips out. Step to the top of your mat and we'll vinyasa. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold, relax your head. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, hop or step to plank, shift forward and chaturanga down. Inhale, lift up to your upward facing dog, and exhale, press back to your down dog. Should feel nice and open here. We've been working on opening the hamstrings. The shoulders should feel nice and open as well. Step the feet up again, 1 or 2 steps, and I will turn so you can see this better. We will do a modified super soldier here. Bend the left leg, try to grab your toes with your right hand, and then point your knee up to the ceiling on that bent leg. You can balance on your standing leg and by reaching out your left hand and putting it either on the mat, on your fingertips, or you can put your hand on a block as well. Bend the leg to release it down. And we'll go on the other side. Right leg goes back, grab the toes, point the knee up to the ceiling, trying to flatten out your right hip flexors, and extend the leg, pointing the knee up to the sky, and balancing on your left leg with your right hand extended on fingertips or onto a block. Release it down, and then just shake those hips out. Turn to the front of the mat, feet hip distance apart. Sink the hips down into a squat. This squat should be more narrow than our other squats, trying to really compact your upper body and pull your knees up as close as you can to your armpits. Forward fold, tailbone goes up, head and neck release down towards the floor. Walk your hands forward and your feet back to find your down dog. Take a nice full breath here, stretching everything out again. Walk your hands back about 2 steps, come onto your fingertips, and shift your weight mostly onto your feet. Lift your right leg up, bend at the knee, and send your toes towards your shoulder. You'll reach back with your left hand to take a hold of your foot and take a big stretch, balancing again on one foot and the fingertips of the opposite arm. Release, send the leg all the way back down. Step back out to your down dog. Big breath. Hands go back about 2 steps. Shift your weight onto your feet. Extend the left leg up and over. Reach back, take a hold of the foot. Try to pull the knee up to the ceiling and your body down towards your leg as you balance and stretch it out here. These are all stretches to help open up in our super soldier that we're going to do in a few minutes. Release everything down, walk the hands back forward, find your down dog. And this down dog, go ahead and tread it out, walking it out, bending one leg and then the other leg. Just to recover and to continue to work on opening those hamstrings and the calf muscles. Bend the knees and drop down to a tabletop position on hands and knees, and we'll cat and cow. Inhale, lift the head and the tail, pulling back towards each other. Exhale, round it out to cat. Inhale, belly drops down as the head and tail lift up and back, cow. Exhale, press the shoulder blades up as you round into cat. Inhale, head and tail lift. Exhale, round the scapula, pull the tailbone under. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and curl it under. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. and lift back to neutral. Press your bum and sit back over your heels. Reach the arms forward, find a child's pose. Take a few breaths to recenter. Really trying to release out your lower back and sink down over those heels. Round forward, back to your tabletop. Then tuck the toes, lift up to your down dog. Walk the feet in 2 steps. And again, I'm going to turn so that you can see this better. We're going to do the full super soldier now. So your left leg will reach back, just like we did before. But this time you're going to pull your arm under your left leg. Try to send the shoulder in front of the leg, grab your foot, and then point the knee up to the ceiling. Same balance that we had before on one leg and the fingertips of the opposite arm. But now our shoulder is in front of the standing leg rather than behind it. And then just let it go to release and step down to both feet and shift to the other side. Send the shoulder forward, grab the foot. You might have to wiggle a little to get that shoulder in front and then extend the leg up to the ceiling, finding your super soldier. And if this isn't working with the shoulder in front, you can do the same modification that we did before with the arm reaching back behind you. Same thing, we'll just release the foot, plant the hands, and then send the leg down. Turn to the front of your mat. Push into your down dog. Take a nice stretch, recover your breath. Walk it out. Keep pressing back with your chest, opening your shoulders. And drop both heels down. Try to pull your kneecaps up. Look forward. Cross the legs underneath you to send your legs forward so you're sitting up tall, extended legs. And we'll take a forward fold sitting down. You can either just reach towards the toes. You could interlock the first toes with your first 2 fingers. You could even put your hands on your shins. You could grab the outside of your feet, or you can grab and wrap around the bottom of the feet like I'm doing here. Just coming into a forward fold, your deepest forward fold, working to extend through the spine as much as you can. Again, this is just to open up those hamstrings even more. Inhale, lift your head and reach back up. Give the legs a little shake. Let's move into some hip stretches. Cross your back leg over your front leg. Try to match your knees on top of each other. And then forward fold your body on top of your legs. If you can't get your legs to match on top of each other, you can try to put a block between your knees. Or you could even just do one of those twists where you cross the top leg over the bottom leg and your knee is more pointed up. Sit back up, uncross, front leg will go over back leg, try to stack the knees. And the more parallel your legs are to your knees, the more of a stretch you're going to get in your rotators here. So this is totally modifiable according to what you need and how open you are. It's okay to take modifications. There's nothing wrong with them. Just do your best and go to your deepest stretch. Release out, plant your feet, reach forward with your arms, tuck the pelvis, and slowly roll down through your spine so that first your pelvis touches, then your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, finally your head. Pull your knees into your chest and then extend your legs up to the ceiling. Lift your hips up and place your hands on your lower back. Really trying to push through your hips to sit tall. And then allow your feet to fall over your face so you're in a plow position. Keep your legs as extended as you can. If it's hard for you to be in this position, you can leave your hands on your lower back or place them on the mat. Then slowly, piece by piece, roll your spine back down onto the mat. Take a hold of your knees, pulling them into your chest. Extend your right leg out to the corner of the mat, your left leg out. Allow your hips to fall open so your toes point out. Your palms will come down by the sides of your body and be rotated up to the ceiling. And then just wiggle your shoulder blades until you find a nice, comfortable place to stay. We'll end with this corpse pose or a Savasana pose. allowing your body to remain calm and relaxed. Trying to not think about any particular thing, but just being completely present in your body and your mind. And when it's time to come back in, I'll call you back in and we'll wake ourselves up. It's time to wake up. Start to move your fingers and then your toes. Roll out your wrists and your ankles. And gently rock your head side to side. Allow that rock to pull you into a ball on your right side. With your eyes closed, you'll come back up to a comfortable seated position with your hands on your knees. You can either sit cross-legged or in a full lotus if you'd like. Just drop the shoulders down. And we'll take 3 full breaths, inhaling through the nose, filling up the lower belly to a count of 4, and then exhaling all the air out through the nose to a count of 4. Together we inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your right hand over your heart, your left hand onto your belly, and repeat in your mind, may these practices bring strength and flexibility to my body, my mind, and my life. May these practices bring strength and flexibility to my body, my mind, and my life. Hands together in prayer, bow your head down. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I will see you next time.